show. And tell you what, our key discussions today is we're going to be looking at Uganda's energy sector and majorly the development of the oil and gas in Uganda. So words like the East African pipeline project would be a key point of discussion. Okay, now let's get into our key discussion. Last week we had the national budget, and one of the key pillars of the budget was they pointed out the oil and gas sector. And
yeah, we are excited in the sector that at least the government has committed some good money towards the development of oil and gas in Uganda, specifically in the area of commercialization. Remember that Uganda set up the Uganda National Oil Company, which is going to be taking care of the government's commercial interests in the oil and gas sector. So it holds the shares of the country in the projects, in the various projects. So, but for it to, to operate as a shareholder, there are contributions, cash contributions, the company has to make to the various entities. It has stakes in the Tilenga projects run by Total, a Kingfisher project run by Sinok Uganda, and then the East African crude oil pipeline. So at least we got in the excess of 900 billion shillings, about 94.1 billion shillings. Much of that will go towards, ensuring that UNOC meets its contributions towards these projects. Payment of some of the project affected persons, because we are going to lay a pipeline we are going to first of all to set up a refinery at Kabale in Hoima. Because when we get crude oil out of the ground, part of the crude, 60,000 barrels per day, will be refined in Uganda. So UNOC is going to spearhead the construction of the refinery. And so we are also going to lay a pipeline from Hoima to Mpigi, where we are going to set up a large storage terminal to store the refined product so that the market accesses it from there. So a 320 million liter storage terminal is going to be set up. So the project affected persons in the corridor of the pipeline, at least we will have a bit of cash to clear some of these people. And then the remainder of the crude, about 100,000 barrels per day at peak, will go through a pipeline we are going to construct between Hoima and Tanga in Tanzania. It is going to traverse 10 districts in Uganda, so there are people still who have to be settled, the project affected persons. And, UNOC should be able to make its contribution towards some of these projects. And because the clock is ticking, and we want everything to be ready at least in the first quarter of 2025. The president has consistently announced that come that time, our oil will be out of the ground and we should be able to commercialize it. So we are happy that the government has committed, not just in words, but provided the resources that are much required at this point of time.
I would also want to know, with the allocated funds in the next financial year, which are the key targets in regards to not only oil and gas, but for the ministry? What are those key targets or your key priorities for the next financial year with the funds that were allocated?
Okay, we actually got another about 1.5 trillion shillings in the energy sector. That's the electricity sector. We expect the biggest hydropower dam to open this year. That is Karuma, which is going to give us 600 megawatts. So when Karuma opens, we have to, this energy has to be evacuated from the dam to the various points where it's required. So we have huge, transmission lines that are incomplete. So much of this money is going towards the completion of the transmission lines. And because when Karuma comes, we are going to have Uganda will have about 2,000 megawatts of electricity. But as a country, we can't consume all this power. We can only consume below 800, about 700 megawatts is what we consume as a country. We are going to invest more money into connecting more people.
Okay.
That is one thing. So we'll have some money this financial year. Part of it is coming from the World Bank, but also our own money. We want to make sure that at least 30% of the households in Uganda are connected to power. Okay. That is one. Two, we are going to put up a line, taking a transmission line, taking power to Congo, DRC. They need the power, we have it. We are going to put up another line, taking power to South Sudan.
Okay.
They need power, and also to make strengthen or to make sure that more power is going to Rwanda. We have these neighbors who need power. We have it, so we'll be making some extra money as we also expand our connections, which we are going to do aggressively in this coming financial year.
Okay.
So those are some of the priorities also in the energy sector. And we are happy that this government has given us good resources to make that happen.
Okay. Now, taking a look at the developments of the oil and gas projects that are ongoing. Just recently, we've got a report here that shows that the Kabale Airport, international airport, is also in its final stages. How true is that, though? And then also, if at all it is done by next year, is it only going to be focusing on the oil and gas sector? Because we really need to know that, by the way. Then what are the other developments that people should be excited about at the East African crude oil pipeline project?
The airport is the second international airport in Uganda. Okay. Almost the size of Entebbe, almost. There is just a slight, it's almost catching up, and there are plans also to expand it because we want large cargo planes to land there.
Okay.
It's actually largely a cargo,
cargo-based airport.
Yeah, cargo-based airport. So too much cargo will be coming. Much of it will be the construction equipment we required for these oil and gas projects. Okay. But also we'll be evacuating things, whatever Uganda wants to send out of the country.
Then the airport will be used.
The airport will come in handy, and we are going to do good road networks around it so that people, Ugandans are able to load merchandise into trucks and send them towards the airport. As we also receive a bit of the imports, from the countries, the things we need here. But also we are going to set up a lot of industries around. So the byproducts from the refined oil are going to be taken to the industries around, and we should be able to export some of these things because we have the airport just next to the industrial park. Yes. We should be able to export agrochemicals. There are agrochemicals made out of the byproducts of oil after refining there. So, and any other thing. So we are strategically trying to boost business in that, in the country through that airport. The terminal is almost, the runway is at 90% construction. They are just doing final touches. The terminal is also almost ready. So the housing units around and the other amenities are going to be constructed over the next 2-3 years, and 2025 we should be ready to utilize our airport, second international airport in Uganda, and we are happy as a country that we are developing our infrastructure to catch up with our neighbors and some of the other developed countries.
You've mentioned of the real estate sector around there in terms of the apartments that will be constructed and all that. Is one sector that most people are looking at to pick up after the East African crude oil pipeline project has also taken center stage. But what are the chances? Or is it to benefit the local Ugandans, or it's going to benefit more of the foreigners who will be coming in?
Of course, when big businesses come up in an area, we are talking about this oil and gas sector is between 15 to 20 billion US dollar projects there. It's a lot of money. And Ugandans, this is an opportunity because these are funds being spent here in Uganda. But remember, each of these projects, because this is a highly specialized industry, we have so many expatriates coming in, and they have a bit of money to spend. So when they are here, they need to go to a good hotel, they need to get good recreation, they need to enjoy good food, and so on. So this money is up for grabs to a Ugandan, because if you have good land near an airport, near Tilenga project, near Thinking Fisher, you can put up a 5-star hotel and you're sure that people are going to come there and spend top dollar. They have the money is here. These people are here. We have so many people coming in to do these studies, to offer these services, and so on. And the Petroleum Authority has a database of the various services coming up. And these projects also, Total, Sinok, UNOC, they can provide information to a Ugandan who has some money to invest, so that they make informed decisions on where you can purchase land and set up a facility, and you can be sure that the people, the client will be there. You're going to make this money. Some people have already started. Government has done the road network. We are still doing more roads, but there are good roads in across the region, across the original 5 districts affected, where the oil and gas projects are taking place. More roads are going to be done in more districts, because we have another 10 districts where the East African crude oil pipeline is going to traverse. So it's there are mega opportunities to Ugandans out there to put up apartments, put up hotels, put up recreation facilities, put up hospitals, put up all these things, and there's a lot of information available. If you're interested, you can just log into pau.go.ug, and you're going to see the areas where you can invest money.
That is for the local investors in Uganda.
Yeah, we want much of this money to go to the Ugandans, because the foreigners already have much of these resources. So Uganda should benefit from a Ugandan project.
You mentioned about the investors. I want also to hear something for us, the local Ugandans, those who are always seeking for employment opportunities. That is the big part, where some Ugandans feel maybe those who will be earning indirectly. But for those that will be getting these job opportunities, where are these opportunities made?
We, for starters, have been training Ugandans at the Uganda Petroleum Institute in Chigumba. And there are technical jobs around the projects. There You know, all sorts of technical things. The institute is training. It has trained over 2,000 Ugandans. We are looking to train many more. They get international certification after these trainings. There are a few other training institutions also in different parts of the country that are training Ugandans to be able to prepare them to take up jobs in these projects.
Okay.
We expect that close to 10,000 Ugandans will be directly employed as welders, as technicians, as so many things in the project. 10,000 directly. Indirectly, we expect another about 16,000 Ugandans, but also there are induced engagements. People are going to get a total of 160,000 Ugandans will get at least an opportunity here and there because of the oil and gas projects. Because when the hotels come up, they will engage people. When we do the roads, there are people engaged. Besides that, we have big contracts being taken up by Ugandans and opportunities to supply much required material, sand, stones, cement. There are other services, security, insurance, survey services. There are different areas that have been ring-fenced for Ugandans to go. You go on the National Supplier Database of the Petroleum Authority of Uganda. You register. You have a company that can offer some services. You register. There are requirements that there are things you're expected to submit. You have a TIN number. You have audited accounts. You have all those usual things. You pay NSSF. You submit the things, and you click on the area where you think you can offer some of these services. And whenever these opportunities come up, you have a better chance to get at least a contract here and there. Some contracts the Ugandans are doing alone, but they are contracts that are a bit specialized, so you can be subcontracted by an international firm. We have Tier 1, Tier 2, and Tier 3. Tier 1 is highly specialized. Maybe Ugandan companies don't have the resources or the technical foreigners. That is more of being done by foreigners. But under Tier 2, Ugandan companies can partner with the foreign companies. Tier 3 is strictly for Ugandans. So we want Ugandans to make use of these opportunities because they are available, and at least you're sure that the funds are there.
There's a lot of confidence when it comes to when you're mentioning about how Ugandans are going to benefit from this.
Yeah, and some Ugandan companies have started. Excel construction company.
They've already put pen to paper.
Was given a big contract in Kingfisher. They're already
executing.
Yeah.
So that means it's still there till 2025, or hopefully even for the future.
Yeah. So it's a time to really position, make sure that everything is in order, and you bid, because all these opportunities are advertised. They are advertised.
And then the bidders come, the best bidder wins the bid.
Yeah, but we want to make sure that Ugandans get most of these. Because when a Ugandan company gets a contract, the money comes to you and me in Uganda,
Yes.
it will come to your home.
Exactly.
Other than a foreigner who is going to get the resources and go.
Yes.
But a Ugandan is going to spend it here. Maybe you can use some of those resources to set up 5-star hotels in the same region.
Okay, and then get
make more money.
Yeah. All right, and just recently the government committed 872 billion to oil financing.
Yes.
And after the break, meanwhile, we're going to be discussing, Mr. Solomon Mwite is going to be highlighting something to do with, one, the fuel prices. I want him to comment something about that. This time around, we're going to go broad away from the oil and gas sector, but we shall start with the escalating fuel prices that are shocking many Ugandans. Some of them have actually decided to leave their cars home and at least opt for public transport. We are also going to talk more about electricity infrastructure vandalism. That is actually a very big concern. So in our next half, we're going to be discussing entirely, breaking down at least the entire energy sector in Uganda, not only focusing on oil and gas. Stick around. Good morning.